Hi everybody, and welcome to today's live IELTS class. My name is Adrian, broadcasting to you live from beautiful Budapest, capital city of Hungary. Hi everybody who's joining. Hi Tasha McCall. Hi Pradeep Subkota. Hi Ahmed. Good to see members in so early. Hi Jeffrey, thanks for asking. I'm doing great. Hi Preeti. Hi Mehran. Awesome. So today we are looking at IELTS speaking part 1 and 2. We will look at a couple of strategies and then do some practice together. Our materials, as usual, are coming from our websites, aehelp.com if you're studying academic IELTS, and gieltshelp.com when you're studying general IELTS. Make sure to visit us there and join our premium full courses for over 100 hours of video lessons, 6 practice exams, an interactive course for your phone, tablet, PC. Spend a little, save a lot, get the right strategies, and improve your band scores. All right, if you have any questions about IELTS or our products, you can always contact me, adrian@aehelp.com. So here is our schedule for the next couple days. Today, speaking part 1 and 2. Tomorrow will be a members chat class. Task 2 was requested by one of our members. Members get requests, access to our practice exams, as well as exclusive videos and special discounts for our premium course. If you're a member and you don't have those, send me an email so I can hook you up, okay? All right. On the 4th, we will be filming a HD video task 2. No class on the 4th, 5th, and 6th. Back on the 7th. Okay, so I guess a lot of you tuning in right now are interested in the IELTS speaking topic. Definitely check out our HD video on this YouTube channel. It's a pre-recorded video. It's called IELTS Speaking Part 1, How to Get High Scores. A lot of people watching that video. It's very valuable, lots of great advice. So after this lesson, if you have some more time or tomorrow, check that out and benefit from that. It's a full version video, okay, with example speaking interviews between me and other examiners and students. So check that out, okay? Ahmed, I just read that. You have a test tomorrow. Good luck on your test tomorrow, Ahmed. I'm with you in spirit. I had some good news from a couple students today, and they mentioned that they did quite well, so hopefully you'll follow in their footsteps. All right, let's get into these speaking strategies. So a couple of important points. I mean, there are a lot of different steps and a lot of different strategies to get a great score in speaking. We will focus on a couple right now, okay? Number 1, use the question in your answer, okay? So if the question is, why do you like to play football? Don't just say, because it's a lot of fun and I get good exercise. It's not good enough. Use the question. Say, I love playing football because it's tons of fun. I get to hang out with my friends and it's great exercise. So use the question to stretch your answer and give a good response, okay? We'll practice that in a minute. Now, ladies and gents, it is a speaking class today, so repeat after me, okay? When I say a sentence, a question, repeat nice and loud. Don't mumble. Don't repeat after me like this, okay? So don't mumble, but nice and loud, okay? Nice and loud. Hear yourself. It's very important, okay? So repeat, repeat, repeat. Reverb, repeat. Say what I say. Do as I do. All right, and the second strategy, and I can't stress this one enough, is give real examples whenever possible, okay? So, and that's for a lot of questions. You can give real examples. So, make sure that it's not just qualitative. I'll explain that in a minute. So it's qualitative and it's quantitative. Qualitative means that it's some kind of a quality. It's tough to measure, like far, okay? And quantitative is something that we can measure. It's numbers, okay? So something like 100 kilometers away, okay? So qualitative is far, quantitative is 100 kilometers. Use that kind of language in your examples, include those in your answers for all parts of speaking, okay? So again, quick example, if the examiner says, how often do you play football? Then you can say, oh, I play football usually on the weekends. This past weekend, I played twice, both Saturday and Sunday, and I had a great time. I scored many goals. In fact, I scored 6 goals in the 2 games, all right? So notice the qualitative and quantitative information in my answer and my example, okay? So do that, okay? You should be active voice, Savajans, as much as possible in the speaking section. You should be the agent of your actions, or you should name the agent of actions, okay? So active voice is good. All right, ladies and gents, so let's cut right into a speaking interview. Speaking interviews for IELTS, they're about 12 minutes long. They are done the day before, the day of, or the day after the sit-down part of the test in most cases. So be prepared for that. Arrive to the interview about an hour early. Take some speaking questions with you. Warm up. Use English only on your speaking interview day. Very important. Get good sleep. Have a good breakfast. Don't stress. You won't learn more English in 24 hours. You've done all you can. So just stay focused. Do your best. Walk into the interview. Remember my voice, okay? The examiner is your grandfather or your grandmother, not your friend, not your boss, not a teacher. They're your grandfather or your grandmother. Why do I say that? You want to speak to them loud, clear, complete sentences. They're a different generation. They don't know what you know. Hi, Shanu. Good to see you in class. Missed you a couple of times there. By the way, members, again, make sure to make suggestions for those members chat classes. All right, so again, back to the point here. Grandpa, grandma, all right? Keep that in mind. You're respectful towards them, and you are comfortable because they're kind and they love you. They're your grandparents. They buy you chocolate bars. That's what they do. All right. So let's get into it. Then you walk in and the examiner will say, welcome to the speaking portion of the IELTS exam. My name is Adrian. I will be your examiner for this part of the test. May I see your identification, please? For this, you should respond, yes, of course, here you are. And then they'll take a look at that. They'll take some notes, mark your name, make sure they'll look carefully at your picture and you, make sure nobody's cheating and sending somebody else as a doppelganger. And then they'll say, okay, there are 3 parts to the exam. I will give you instructions for each part. For part 1, I'd like to get to know you a little bit better and ask you some questions on a general topic. What is your full name? Give me some nice answers for this one, students. I know we always go through this question. It's because there are different ways to answer it. And you need to show that you're confident and you have some good English skills right away. All right? So, what is your full name? So, Pradeep Sapkota says, I'm Pradeep Sapkota. My surname is Sapkota. Please call me Pradeep, sir. Very nice, respectable answer, Pradeep. I'll take that one. It's the first one. Very nice. Mr. A, my full name is Ashish Balda. Please call me Ashish. So let them know what to call you, okay? They might not be from the same country or culture as you, your examiners. So they might not know what your given or your first name is or if you're switching them around, okay? So let's take one of these nice answers here that you're giving me. They're good. My full name is Khalid Mohammed. I'm just going to go with one here for now. My Surname is Mohammed. Please just call me Khalid. Okay? So let's go with that one, all right? So that's nice, okay? I see some other nice examples coming up there. My full name is Chaudhry Chintan. You can call me Chintan. That's good as well, okay? Good. And I see some other nice classics up there, so excellent. Next question, let's get into it. Do you work or study? Very common question. Two of the really common ones are, do you work or study? What do you like to do in your free time? These are icebreakers. These are to make you feel more comfortable, so you should be ready for some answers for these general icebreaker type questions, okay? So do you work or study? Okay, and there's still some good answers coming for that first question, which is good. Okay, Safikul Khan, you just said I work. You're trying to get a quick answer and maybe to get that read in the chat, which is fine, but that's too short, Safi. So I work is short. You need a little bit longer than that. You need to give more detail. Jignesh says, currently I'm a student. I'm a transitional part of my work and study. It's good, Jignesh. Don't write all capitals, okay? It doesn't make a difference for me to read it or not. Ahmed, stretch it out a bit. You said, I am currently studying. What are you studying? I'm currently studying engineering at the University of King Abdulaziz, and my future goals are to continue my master's abroad. That's why I'm also learning for IELTS. Okay, so stretch that out a bit. Amir Copley says, I love to work. After completing my work, I study. It's a little bit confusing. I'm not actually sure what you're telling me there. Jubilant James says, at present, I'm not only working at a drama company as an assistant director, but I'm also doing, and then you continued on there. Jubilant, you've had great practice with this, and that was a beautiful answer, so good for you. A very nice descriptive answer using a correlative conjunction. Of course, I caught that. That's excellent. Ladies and gents, good conjunctions make your scores go up. So I'll include that in my response here. So currently, I'm not only studying engineering at university, but also I am preparing for this IELTS exam, as my future plans are to complete my postgraduate studies abroad. Okay? So there's a nice answer, throwing in that correlative conjunction. Correlative conjunctions are paired, like not only, but also. It's nice emphasis. Currently, I'm not only, okay, ladies and gents, again, here, remember, I'm reading this nice and loud for you because I want you to repeat me. Okay, it's not for me. I have a pretty good idea of what I'm doing. It's for you. So repeat me nice and loud, okay? So currently, I'm not only studying engineering at university, but also I was preparing for this IELTS exam, as my future plans are to complete my postgraduate studies abroad. Okay, great. So you're through that part, icebreaker. You're feeling a bit more comfortable now, remembering that you're speaking to grandpa or grandma. Don't get too comfortable. Ladies and gentlemen, don't get too comfortable. If you get too comfortable with your examiner, your sentences will become short, they'll become non-descriptive, and your band scores won't be that great. So stay more on the serious side and don't stress, okay? The sun will shine tomorrow, I promise you. If it doesn't, nobody will really care about IELTS anyway. All right, here we go. So let's talk about the weather. Okay, so you'll continue with part one, and the examiner will lead in with the topic of part one. So they'll say, let's talk about the weather. Okay, and then first question, do you like hot or cold weather? Do you like hot or cold weather? Simple enough, okay? Usually they'll start fairly simple with a question that pretty much anybody who's got some English skills should be able to understand. Ahmed, I'm going to read yours. I know you're pressing for that exam. So I'm currently studying English language at CSU, and my goal in the future is to get a master's degree. However, I have to pass the IELTS exam first. Ahmed, that's a beautiful answer. That'll get you a good score. Okay? You're on the right track with that. Absolutely. Okay, so this first question, let's tackle it together, ladies and gents. What do you say? Okay. So, Fener, I like cold weather. It's okay, it's too simple though. Pradeep says, I prefer cold weather, hot despite living in hot place. Okay, that was a little bit confusing. There were some grammar mistakes in there. You'd want to check that. Silabani says, I actually prefer cold weather because and you haven't finished there, Unsilla, but it's a good start. Fenerbahce, that's circular reasoning. So that's not a good answer. It's a good example, though, I'll use. So one of the students just said, I like cold weather because I do not like hot weather. Circular reasoning, okay? It's kind of an awkward answer, so it's not a good way to answer questions, okay? Aurora says, to be honest, I enjoy cold weather because if I'm cold, I could just put on a jacket. In contrast, if the weather is too hot, I can't do much to actually feel better. I did some corrections there, Aurora, but that was a really nice answer, okay? Preeti Sinha says, I love cold weather because it's healthy season and it's time for good food and for exercise. Okay, Preeti, that's not bad. Sure. All right. I'll take one more. Jeffrey, I prefer cooler weather because the cold never bothers me and I can stay dry instead of sweating under the sun. Very nice, Jeffrey. That's nice answers. Okay, girls and guys, you're doing okay. So there are some okay answers, but a lot of you could really do better and get higher scores for your answer if you just paid attention to the strategies that I told you about at the beginning of the lesson. There's strategy one. Use the question in your answer. That one you did, most of you. So I prefer cold weather instead of hot weather, and then you gave your answer. So that was okay. But this one here, you didn't really use in your answers. This could have made your answers easier and better. So give a real example and use qualitative language. Hot and cold weather. I'm from Canada. I don't know about you, but cold weather for me is minus 30 degrees. Hot weather for me is plus 30 degrees. Believe it or not, Canada gets very hot as well. So hot and cold weather depends on different places in the world and people's opinions, okay? So don't forget about that quantitative information. That can really help to bump your score. Okay, and I bet a couple of you right now are going, oh yeah, wait a second, I could have said, hey, I prefer cold weather or cooler weather around 20 degrees Celsius rather than hot weather, which is 35 plus, because I don't like to sweat and I can always put on a jacket if I'm feeling a bit chilly, okay? So that will get you a nice high band score, okay? I was testing you there a little bit. Don't forget that quantitative language, okay? So here's an answer, okay? I prefer cooler weather, say around 18 degrees Celsius, rather than hot weather, especially temperatures over 35, because I can always put on a sweater if I'm feeling chilly, but there's not much to do if I'm sweating. in the hot summer heat. Okay? That would earn you a nice high score. And then if you want to be even better, and don't overdo it, okay? You have to be really careful there. You don't want to overdo it. But you could throw in an example. For instance, today it's around 20 degrees. And I feel just great. All right? So that would be a high quality answer. You're really bringing your listener into your thinking, into your perception or understanding of your world, and you're giving them a nice example. So repeat after me. Do you like hot or cold weather? I prefer cooler weather, say around 18 degrees Celsius, rather than hot weather, especially temperatures over 35. Because I can always put on a sweater if I'm feeling chilly, but there's not much to do if I'm sweating in the hot summer heat. For instance, today it's around 20 degrees and I feel just great. Okay? And that's maximum. So don't overdo it. That's absolutely maximum, all right? You're showing the examiner you really got the question. You know where you're going with your answer. Let's go to the next one. Okay? So don't overspeak. Wait for the next question. What is the weather usually like in your country? All right, answer that question for me. So again, pay attention to grammar. Word usually here is very important. You need to respect that word in your answer, so it needs to be reflected in your answer. What is the weather usually like in your city? Sorry, I should say in your city. All right, so Pradeep Subkota says, to be honest, in my city, all kinds of weather are found as it lies in Terai region of the country. Summer is hot, about 35 degrees, and winter is too cold, about 5 degrees. Nice, Pradeep. Nice use of quantitative language. That's what I'm looking for. Beautiful. You'll get a great score for giving answers like that. Sam Shur, well, my city, Dezful, is located in a hot region in Iran, reaching 50 degrees Celsius during summer. Actually, there are 2 seasons in my city, that is spring and summer. Very nice. Nice way to say the city. Good for you. Okay, now you're clicking. Now you're getting on with these high band answers. Good for you. Okay. Last September says, I'm a resident. I live in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, and the weather's always hot all year. But in my country, Morocco, the weather changes and we experience all of the seasons. It is beautiful. All right, good last September. That's not bad. Again, don't forget about that quantitative language. Okay. Sajjad Ali says, the weather is mostly hot in my city of, what's your city? And the temperature is often more than 40 degrees Celsius, just like today. Okay, you can say that, Sajjad. Always say your city, girls and guys. So always mention your city, okay? So you can talk about the temperature. You can also talk about the humidity in this case. So my hometown is actually Victoria, and Victoria and Budapest, where I'm at right now, are fairly similar, with the difference that Budapest is more sunny than Victoria. So, well, in my hometown of Victoria, British Columbia, the weather is temperate, and the temperature varies between 16 to 26 degrees most of the year. It is very humid as it rains for about 120 days of each of 120 days every year. Okay, so there's an answer for you there. Temperate means that the temperature doesn't move much. Well, in my hometown of Victoria, British Columbia, the weather is temperate and the temperature varies between 16 to 26 degrees most of the year. It is very humid as it rains about 120 days every year. Okay, so something like that. You want to avoid repetition of words like year, year as much as possible. But if you have one or two like that, it's not the end of the world. Okay. All right. Jeffrey says, I live in Hsinchu, where it's famous for strong winds from the Northeast Asian continent. People take advantage of the strong wind and use it in the process of making a famous meal, rice noodles. Jeffrey, I know you really wanted to share that with the rest of the world and me, which is great, but it is off topic, so you need to be a little bit more specific, more precise to what the question's asking you, okay? The question's not asking how does weather impact industry or culture. If that were the question, that would be a great answer. How does weather influence culture in your city? Okay, that would probably be for part 3, not for part 1. Okay, part 1 questions are a bit easier. All right, let's skip this question. Let's go to this if conditional question. So if it's raining and you have to go somewhere, what do you do? Okay, so try to answer that one for me. Not try, do. Okay, that's who said that? Maybe Master Yoda from Star Wars? There is no try, there is only do. So do answer this question for me. If it is raining and you have to go somewhere, what do you do? Okay, answer again, full sentence, use the question. Give me an example. So what do you do? Now, if you don't see a lot of rain, it will be probably very different than if you see a lot of rain. So it's interesting. Samian Mao says, I'll take a raincoat. Samian, that's not a bad answer, but you still need to use the question. If it's raining and I have to get somewhere, I'll definitely take a raincoat with me rather than an umbrella, because when it rains in my city, it's usually also quite windy. Okay? So give me a nice full answer, Simeon. I believe you might have good English skills, but I can't give you a good mark if you don't show me your good English skills. And I can't judge from 4 or 5 word answers, okay? Alejandro Valiz says, I would cry. Haha. That's not a bad answer either, but why? Are you happy that it's raining? Are you sad that it's raining? So give me a full answer, okay? Anita says, if it's raining, mostly I would like to grab a cup of coffee and watch a movie. But if I have to go out, definitely I would take a car because it helps me to feel safe and I won't get drenched. I did some corrections there. Note those corrections, okay? Aziz Rasulov says, I adore to walk under the rain with an umbrella. While raining, many good ideas come to my mind. For instance, a few weeks ago it rained and I had the great idea to go online and learn IELTS from teachers around the world. This really helped me prepare for this exam. Okay, so throwing in an example, giving a little bit of detail will help you a lot to push into those higher band scores. Samra Satish says, it depends how strongly it's raining. If it's a heavy downpour, then I will cancel or postpone my commitments. But if it's just a drizzle, then I will go out with my raincoat. I adjusted some of your grammar and I also threw some more advanced vocabulary at you to improve your speaking, just in case you get that question. So, but good answer. All right, now my camera decided, hey, if it's raining, I'll turn it off. Actually, it's not raining here, but I'll turn the camera back on and we will continue. No worries, ladies and gents. Here we go. So, that's great, okay? I think a lot of you are getting the right idea now, and you are doing a fantastic job of expressing yourself fully, clearly, staying on target, staying on topic. That's good. All right, so let me throw that in there. If it's raining and I need to get to a location, I will likely put on my rain jacket and hop in my car, as I don't like to get wet and I feel safer driving. Okay? This is, in fact, what I did yesterday when there was a downpour and I needed to pick up important mail from the post office. Okay, so I'm just making that up, but it works, okay? So do that. Shanu says, I would definitely prefer to go into a shopping mall, do some window shopping. For example, I've done that during my college days. Okay, just don't forget the question, Shanu, if you have to go somewhere. So if you have to go somewhere and you run off to a shopping mall, it's a little bit of a strange answer, because as the examiner, I'm thinking, well, did you forget this part of the question, or is the shopping mall where you actually had to go to do your shopping? So careful, Shanu. Pay attention to details in the question. Okay, and then here's another question. Has the climate changed in your country since you were a child? We'll skip that one for now. You can answer that later on your own. Try it out. Pay attention. That's a present perfect. Your answer should be present perfect as well. Let's cut to part 2. Okay, so the examiner says, okay, that is the end of part 1. Now we will continue with part 2. For part 2, I'm going to give you a card with some questions on it. You will have 1 minute to prepare your notes and think of your answer. Here's some note paper and a pencil. And then you will have 2 minutes to speak. I will tell you when to start, when to stop. Are you ready? And then you should say, yes, absolutely I am. And then the examiner will say, okay, turn over the card. Your 1 minute preparation time begins now. Then you turn over the card. You'll see some questions. Okay? Questions are, talk about a popular place for entertainment in your city. What is it? Where is it located? What happens there? Why is it so popular, and what do you think about it? You will have 1 to 2 minutes to talk about this topic, and you'll see that on the card likely as well. Okay, so here you go through some important steps, okay? Don't start scribbling right away. So as you prepare your notes, you need to be smart here, okay? So first thing, you need to realize that you're talking about a location here, okay? It's one of the main types of categories of ideas that they'll ask you about. Location. When you're talking about a location, you need to talk about where is it? What is it? What is its history? What happens there? Who goes there? What do you do there? Okay? So think about these questions no matter what the location is, okay? So no matter what the location, if you get a location type question, think about all of these different types of questions. If you answer these, there's a very good chance you will answer everything on the card anyway, okay? Then your second question that you need to ask is, what would 9 from 10 people answer for this question? Okay, so give me some easy answers. What are some easy, popular answers that would work well for this question? Okay, so talk about a popular place for entertainment in your city. I bet that some of you will soon realize that there's some really easy answers that you could choose for this one. So Jignesh says a water park. Water park is brilliant. Amusement park is brilliant, okay? So water park, amusement park, especially if you have one in your city, that would be good. So water park is a good one. Amusement park is a good one. What are some other ones? Entertainment park, yeah, maybe you might need to explain what that is because we usually don't use the word entertainment park. Shopping center could be, Aurora. A museum, yeah, museum could be entertaining, absolutely. Although some people might disagree, but museums can be entertaining. Very good, rock pop, brilliant. That's one I was thinking of. Coffee shop, not so much, Tasha, but rock pop has a great one. UV Binus says a good one as well. Mohammed, there we go. Now a lot of you are thinking cinema or theater. If you choose theater, make sure you explain if it's a cinema or if it's actually a stage theater, okay? Because we use these as synonyms, right? So sometimes we'll say movie theater, sometimes we'll say stage theater. So if you'd say theater, make sure you're very clear which one you're talking about, a movie theater or a stage theater. I think these would be top pick answers, and they would probably be the easiest answers, okay? So cinema or a movie theater, I think would be probably the easiest one to talk about. Water park and amusement park are okay as well, but they might get a little bit more difficult. So water park, an amusement park might be, and a museum too, might be more difficult to talk about than a cinema or a movie theater. Why? Movie theater, it's in pop culture, okay? So we hear a lot about it. We hear a lot of words in English about movie theaters and cinemas because they're common in pop culture these days, all right? Water parks, amusement parks, you might have to think of some unique vocabulary to describe roller coaster rides and different types of carnival rides. So that could get a little bit tricky. A coffee shop is not okay, Mohammed. It would be a little bit tricky to explain how a coffee shop is entertaining, okay? So let's just go with movie theater. Okay, and let's start talking about it. So first of all, talk about the where is it? What is it? Okay, so these two first. Okay, use the question. Have the first sentence ready. Okay, so when the examiner says, okay, your 1 minute preparation time is up, please begin speaking. Then you should have your first sentence ready to go, okay? And don't say there are lots of places to have fun in my city, but one place that I like. No, just start right away, okay? So Aurora says, the Grand Movie Theater in the center of my city is a very popular place of entertainment, and it's just 30 minutes away from my home. Good. Samian Mao says a popular place for entertainment is a cinema in my city. It is okay, so don't pick a landmark. Samian Mao, a landmark is a historical place like Angkor Wat. It's not really a place of entertainment. It's a place of historical significance. It's a tourist attraction, but we wouldn't consider it really as a place of entertainment. And the IELTS examiner might think, oh, you're just going to answer that question for anything about location, so it's not good, okay? Jubilant says, one of the popular places for amusement in my city of Delhi is the Silver Screen Theater, and then keep going there. Right. Okay, very good. So one of the most popular places for entertainment in my city of New Delhi is Silver City Cinemas. located in the downtown core. Okay, good. So that's your first sentence. That's what you have, okay? Vegan Jedi Jeffrey says, a must-visit entertainment spot for citizen is in Hsinchu is Mega Theater. Very good, okay? Those are some nice answers as well. So that's your first sentence. You have that ready. Right away, you want to answer how popular it is, who goes there, right? You can go in this order. So the order does matter. It should be quite clear. So if you know its history, you can make that up. So what is its history? Okay. It was built just 5 years ago. And it is an ultra-modern complex with more than 10 theater rooms, which seat 300 people each. Okay, you can make that up. Again, notice that quantitative language. Okay, so again, don't forget those strategies from way back at the beginning of the lesson here. So use the questions in your answer and give real examples whenever possible with qualitative and quantitative information. Okay, so include those numbers, ladies and gents. Okay, so that's a little bit of its history. Okay, let's talk about who goes there. Who goes there? Aurora says, could say something like, to be honest, I do not really know much of its history, however, know that it's been there for about 10 years or so. Aurora, you can absolutely say that, okay? That is a great description. Harmeet says, the cinema is nice to visit for entertainment in my city, as we can enjoy our time watching movies every weekend in our local language as well as foreign languages. Harmeet, that's good. Okay, again, that's nice description. John Noriello Serrano, can I use you in speaking? You should avoid the word you. Okay, it's easy to get confused, and you don't want to address your listener directly. That was a good question, John Noriel. You should avoid the word you in your speaking, okay? You should refer to I, me, my, and people or individuals, okay? Or movie lovers. All right. Hank Pham says, teenagers tend to enjoy going to the theater most, but people of all ages do attend depending on what film they are watching. Sure. So every week, tens of thousands of people go to this theater complex to enjoy the latest blockbuster movies, and the audience is of all ages. Of course, depending on the movies, children, teenagers, and adults are all present. Okay? So something like that, but you're on the right track, okay? So who goes there? All right. Now, we're humming along nicely. We're moving along. So we're looking at our question set here. Who goes there? What happens there? Let's expand on that a little bit more. So this part, what happens there? Okay. Let's see if you can give me some more details. Show me the depth of your language. Give me some qualitative, quantitative information. So what actually happens there? Jubilant says it's very popular not only among local citizens, but also among the actors and actresses. Recently, I was visited by a famous, recently I ran into a famous celebrity, Priyanka Chopra and Nick Jonas, and had a chance to exchange hellos. Okay, Jubilant, that was a good idea. A little bit of a mistake near the end there. Sam says, moviegoers like me will go to the cinema no matter when, but usually during the weekends. There are many people from different walks of life. Sam Shar, nice use of some expressions there and good use of vocabulary. Karam Shahu says, cinema near my house mostly runs Hollywood or Bollywood movies, and sometimes they play cartoon movies as well. We can enjoy watching movies in 3D whenever they are on the big screen. Good, Karam. That's exactly what I was looking for, okay? That's the exact detail that I was looking for. If I'm not mistaken, currently the biggest blockbuster on the silver screen is the latest part of the Adventure series, or the Infinity Gauntlet, okay? So adding in those details, very good. Okay, so there are, as I just said, there are many different types of films which are shown throughout the week, and these can often be watched in 3D or even 4DX. The latest tech uses not only 3D imagery, but also movement, air, water, and smell to immerse movie lovers into the experience. Okay, so I'm throwing out a bit more vocabulary here for you, just because, you know, I'm teaching you to learn English at the same time that I'm teaching you strategies. So I don't know if any of you have had a chance to experience some of the latest 4D or 4DX movie cinemas, but we have them here in Hungary, and absolutely have them in Canada now as well. That's where the movie's 3D, but your chair's actually moving around, and you get air shot at you. There's strobe lights, there's smoke screens, and all kinds of fantastic effects to really bring the audience into the movie experience. That's the latest and greatest in the tech. So that's how you can describe that. All right. So you've talked about what happens there, who goes there, what do you do there. Obviously, you watch movies there. At this point in time, don't forget, look at your card, okay? Make sure you answered all the actual questions on the card, okay? We've answered the questions that we need to focus on when talking about a location, but we also want to make sure that we haven't missed anything on the card. So we go and look at the card. It says, talk about a popular place. Sure, we're talking about it. What is it? We've said that. Where is it located? We've talked about that. What happens there? We've talked about that. Why is it so popular, and what do you think about it? We might want to focus on that. So why is it so popular, and what do you think about it? Let's answer those questions, okay? So why is it so popular, and what do you think about it? While you're writing your answers, I'll give mine, and then let's see how you do. So Silver City, and it's okay to stop and look at the card and think for a few seconds to make sure that you're answering everything. You get to keep the question card in your notes in the 2 minutes, because the examiner expects that you'll look at that and use that to help you, okay? So Mohammed says, it's so popular because people can kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Not only they can enjoy the latest flicks, but also spend some quality time with their family members. It's a good answer, Mohammed, but I always find that one funny because it's a very individual effort to just watch a movie and sit beside a person. But yes, it is a good answer, okay? Silver City Cinemas is so popular, are so popular, if I say cinemas, are so popular because movies these days are not only spectacular, but also give people an escape from the everyday stresses of life. I too really enjoy going there once or twice a month and disconnecting from the everyday grind. All right. So again, teaching you some language there. Let's see what you've written up. Rock Pop says, it's so popular in my city because the structure of the building is good, the decorations are well developed, and it's a little bit awkward, Rock Pop, because we're talking about a movie theater, but you'll have to explain it a little bit more for me. Shanu, I saw your answer there. I don't know what happened. You've pulled it back. That's okay. Rahul says, people go crazy for movies, so everybody enjoys watching these flicks, spending some time and money because it's entertaining for them. Rahul, that's a little bit of a circular reasoning again, okay? It's self-driving, so you want to be a little bit more clear, okay? Jeffrey says, it has a spacious design and a relaxing atmosphere. Beside the light inside is tuned to a very comfortable brightness. So it is not only an exciting but also comfortable experience, Jeffrey. Okay. The everyday grind, Mohammed Nirjazi, that's right. It means the everyday busy life, working life, okay, the demands on our energy, okay? Okay, good. So some great answers there. Let's read through it. Again, repeat after me. So repeat nice and loud, okay? We've answered all the questions. We've done a great job. Just repeat after me. One of the most popular places for entertainment in my city of New Delhi is Silver City Cinemas, located in the downtown core. It was built just 5 years ago, and it's an ultra-modern complex with more than 10 theater rooms that seat at least 300 people each. Every week, tens of thousands of people go to this theater complex to enjoy the latest blockbuster movies, and the audiences of all ages. Of course, depending on the movies, children, teenagers, and adults are all present. As I just said, there are many different types of films which are shown throughout the week, and these can often be watched in 3D or even in 4DX. I just watched the latest Avengers movie in 4DX, and it was stunning. The latest tech is not just using 3D imagery, but also movement, air, water, and smells to immerse the movie lovers like me into the experience. Silver City Cinemas are so popular because movies these days are not only spectacular, but also give people an escape from the everyday stresses of life. I too really enjoy going there once or twice a month and disconnecting from the everyday grind. Okay, ladies and gents, that is it for today's speaking class and strategies. Again, remember, use the questions in your answers to give nice, full sentences. Give real examples when you have a chance. Those bump up your score. Remember, express yourself quantitatively, not just qualitatively. I live far from here. How far? 200 kilometers. Okay? If you like this, definitely watch our IELTS video that we just released a couple weeks ago, IELTS Speaking Part 1, How to Get High Scores on the channel. Okay? To get the best help, spend a couple dollars, support us, support what we do, help us to grow so that we can help you and help others like you. Join our full course at aehelp.com for academic IELTS, gltshelp.com for general IELTS. Much love to all of you. Make sure to practice at home. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. Find speaking partners to practice with. Okay? Just be careful disclosing personal information. Bye for now, everybody. Much love to all of you.